Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Sid coming back at you with another video. Today we're working on this 2006 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.7 liter Hemi.
Hey, that thing got a Hemi? Yeah, sweet.
So the problem that we have with this truck is our passenger side front wheel bearing is gone. And today I'm gonna show you how to diagnose and how to fix this problem. All right, so first thing we're gonna wanna do is get this truck up in the air. Always support your truck or your vehicle. So in order to diagnose if it's the wheel bearing or if it's something else, what we got to do is see if there's any play with this tire while it's still on. So as you can see, that's a good amount of play. I can move that a lot side to side, but that doesn't indicate that the wheel bearing's bad. Whenever we do it from top to bottom too, see all that play? Since we got it in both directions, that lets us know that the problem is the wheel bearing. So if we only had play going from side to side, but not going from up and down, then that means our tie rod end or our inner tie rod could have been our issue. And if we didn't have any play going side to side, but we did going up and down, that could indicate bad ball joints. And other indicators that you'll have is sometimes you'll get shaking in your steering wheel whenever you're hitting the brakes, or sometimes when you're speeding up and stuff like that. And you hear a squealing noise sometimes, and sometimes it gets real bad. So first things first, we're gonna remove this tire. The lug nuts on my truck is a 22 millimeter. So, get them up. Our wheel bearing is going to be held on by 3 bolts in the back of this hub. See, one at the top, one in the bottom right, and another one in the bottom left. We got to take off this whole brake caliper and this brake rotor in order to gain access to be able to pull off that wheel bearing. There's 2 bolts holding that bracket on. There's one right up here at the top and one down here at the bottom. So both of those are size 13/16. So let's get those off. So what I did, I just put it up on top of this A-arm out the way. We're just gonna scrap it down to that. All right, next up we want to take our brake rotor off. So sometimes there's seeds on here, as you can tell. Mine's is already halfway off, so I'm gonna take it off. But if yours is seized on there, all you need to do is take like a rubber mallet or something and smack it on each side, just alternating up, down, side, side, and that'll break it loose. And if you need to, put some penetrating oil in there too, some WD-40 or whatever up in there to get it lubricated. All right, so what I gotta do to get these off, it takes an 18 millimeter socket, but I know they're gonna be pretty hard to get to, and I can't get my impact back there, so I'm gonna use my pull handle. Ooh, something burning the back of my foot, good God. All right, now that we got all 3 of the bolts out, we can take off our wheel bearing. So I'm gonna just use this rubber mallet, give it a little persuasion. Sometimes they're really seized on there, and you gotta you gotta take it a step further and use an actual mallet. But mine's is separating already, which is real good, which means it's not gonna give me that much trouble. See, I can move it by hand. I just going side to side. And boom, there we go. A bad wheel bearing. All right, so our new wheel bearing came from Rock Auto, and man, I cannot stress how fast their shipping is. I got the standard shipping, and I ordered this on Monday. It is Wednesday, and this thing was here by like 12 p.m., 11 p.m., not p.m., 12 a.m. No, good God. 12 p.m., 11 a.m. Between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. this thing was here. And it's only Wednesday, so that's 2 days. It's crazy. But, and the prices, man, that was the cheapest one compared to everybody else. If you go in stores, you paying like $150 for these things.
Okay.
I got this thing for like $65, something like that. Yeah, it was way cheaper. And this isn't even like their cheapest option. So, and I didn't, like I said, get no fast shipping. I just got the standard cheapest shipping, because I don't like paying for shipping. I don't know about y'all. Or I opened this completely wrong. This is exactly what we're looking for. As you can see, these parts are identical. You know, this one's just cleaner, but it's got the right thread pitch for our lug nuts. Has the right bolt pattern on the back as far as mounting to our hub. And we don't have to worry about the spline inside of them, because this truck is 2-wheel drive, so it only gets power from the back. We ain't got no axles up front. But oh yeah, and that's one thing to look out with these Dodge Rams. If you got a 4x2, which means 2-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, then you're only gonna have 2 ABS sensors. So this front passenger side doesn't have an ABS sensor. That's why this hub doesn't have one on it. But the front driver side does have an ABS sensor. So if I were to replace that one, it'll be a completely different part, because it'll have the ABS sensor built onto this wheel hub. And it's gonna be the same deal with the back. One of them is gonna be like this, standard, and the other one's gonna have an ABS sensor on it. But now the 4x4s, so 4-wheel drive, those are gonna have ABS sensors on all 4 of the hubs. And this is, my truck is a 2006 Ram, but this would apply to other Rams also. So, yeah, look out for that. Make sure you're getting the right part. But let's go ahead and install this new one back on the truck. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little wire brush, and this step really isn't necessary, but I like my stuff being clean. So I'm gonna clean out the inside of this hub where the wheel bearing goes in at. All right, that's clean enough. Make sure you install your dust shield the right way. You don't want it backwards like this. The bowl is gonna line up every time. You don't wanna have this slanted part anywhere but on the side where the brake caliper bracket goes. That's we get it lined up. And throw it in there. We're gonna take one of our bolts and get it started. And you always want to get all three of your bolts started before you torque any of them down. Get them started. All right, so the torque for these wheel bearing bolts, retaining bolts in the back, is 120 foot-pounds. So you got our torque wrench set to 120 foot-pounds, and we're gonna torque them down. All right, install our rotor. And at this point, another thing you want to check before you put that brake caliper on, make sure your dust shield didn't get bent in any places where to make contact with this rotor, because that's another sound that's common to hear after you do a job like this. We're gonna get both of our bolts started just like we did with the hub. All right, so both of these caliper brackets are to be torqued to 130 foot-pounds. All right, so let's check the play now. That's no play up and down. And side to side, it might be a little play there, and that's probably a kind of those tie rods. But as we can see, that's a huge difference from what we started with. So it's a safe bet to say that will fix most of our problem. So the torque file lug nuts is also 130 foot-pounds. So all right, y'all, so that wraps up how to fix a wheel bearing on this 2006 Dodge Ram. But just know that this is universal. This applies to a lot of vehicles with wheel bearings. So if your wheel bearings are going bad, try those troubleshooting tips to see if that's the issue, as far as, you know, shaking that tire from left to right and up to down to see if there's any play. And that can help you pinpoint another problem like bad ball joints or bad tie rod ends or actual tie rod itself. But yeah, if your steering wheel shaking and your brakes ain't the issue, try that out and see if that'll do it. All right, but y'all stay easy. I'm out. Peace.